I lost my engagement ring at my friend's house and she is unwilling to let me look for it. How should I proceed? I met my friend, we will call Amy, in 2019 at a job neither of us work at anymore. We were instant friends. We did everything together. After we both left, our friendship definitely became more distanced. We were still friends, just not hanging out every day. Every now and again Amy would call me up to recruit me to help her with a party or some chore she had to do. I always jumped to do it because I like her. I love helping my friends and being that person they can rely on when they need something. This past October I married my husband. He would always mention it seemed like Amy takes advantage of me, and he knows if I ever were to ask for her help I wouldn't get the effort back. He's probably right. Although Amy is kind, she is very scatterbrained and chaotic, and at times socially unaware. I know she has some issues, so I gave her a lot of slack. However, it got to the point even my best friends would point this out. I did ask Amy for help with my bachelorette party with help decorating, as she owns a lot of party supplies and decor. However, she ended up showing 2 hours late and my two best friends ended up having to help me pull it together. She was apologetic though and even showed up with a lovely thoughtful gift. This past week though, my perception of her has changed drastically. She needed help painting her basement and bedroom. I took off work and came over as she had waited until the day before she would have new carpet put down. I spent nearly 12 hours helping her clean, move things, and paint. I didn't mind though because I wanted to help and it made me happy that she could rely on me. I'm very careful with my rings. I always zip them in a pocket of my purse. This time was no different. As we were working with paint I decided to take them off and zip them in my purse. I did not touch or open my purse again until the next day. I woke up and got my purse and went to put my rings back in their box where they stay when I am not wearing them. That's when I noticed my engagement ring was not zipped in the pocket with my wedding band. I emptied my purse and even cut the lining in it to see if it somehow magically slipped in it. Nothing. I thought maybe I did open it and unzip it and maybe it fell out. So I searched my entire car, even taking out the seats. I called her a couple times and got no response from her. I left her a message figuring she was asleep as she was up very late painting. A few hours later she texted back saying she had just woken up. She said the carpet layers were there and she could not go and check. She did retrace the steps I took to my car but found nothing. I called her crying and begging her to look around and ask the workers. She did show them a picture and let them know to keep an eye out. However, I do not know the workers and therefore cannot trust their integrity. There was also another girl who was helping us. I know her, but not that well. But she has admitted to some petty theft. Nothing big. Therefore I cannot trust her integrity. Shortly after our call I saw on her Snap story her and this other friend just messing around. Most the day. She said she looked all she could, and maybe it is in her desk. I asked if I could come look and she said she was too tired and I could come look another time. She said her house was in chaos and it would need to be unpacked to be properly searched. I was disheartened and let her know I was very anxious to find it. I reached out several times over the course of 4 days and got very little response and she showed a lack of concern. This whole time her posting Snap stories just hanging out with friends. Obviously, I don't expect her to spend 24/7 looking for it. However, if it were me and she lost something I would be very willing for her to come over and help search my house from top to bottom until I found it. After days of little response or willingness to let me come look, I sent her a text telling her she obviously did not care I lost a prized possession. She responded a day later saying she does care, but again, little willingness to give an actual update or invite me over. Even though on her Snap she had several friends over helping her unpack. I do trust she did not steal it, however I don't trust her friend or the workers. I feel if it did somehow fall out it was probably found and pocketed. I know for a fact I had it zipped in the pocket of my purse, and I did not even open it as my phone and keys were in my jacket pocket. It's been nearly a week and I still have very little news or updates. She has said she has just been keeping an eye out. I just feel after spending 12 hours cleaning and painting for her, and all the other times I have helped her, I have not gotten a shred of that effort returned. I debated giving her a piece of my mind, but I was holding out hope she would find it. Just knowing her though, she has likely not put the effort into look, and her house is in absolute chaos. I have given up hope she will find it. My husband was kind and understanding and as a Christmas gift has ordered me an exact copy. I am very grateful for that. I just feel like this was her chance to show up for me, and I am disappointed. My heart aches. I love her to pieces, She is hilarious, sweet, and really fun to be around. However, she is disorganized and a bit self-centered at times. I've been urged by my husband and friends several times to minimize contact with her even before this incident. I know at the end of the day it is my fault, as I should have double-checked my purse before leaving. I just have built the habit of zipping them in the pocket. I feel like a total fool and have been kicking myself for losing it. I wish she would allow me to come look. It's been very frustrating. Do I hold out hope she finds it? I am ready to cut ties, but I feel if she found it, I would feel much would be forgiven, but I just know she won't. Should I just cut my losses and accept she will never find it? If so, should I just cut her off now instead of holding on to a sliver of hope my friend will show up for me? I really don't know what to do. I love her and value her, and I would hate to lose her friendship. How should I approach my friendship or the loss of said friendship? Comment: I think she did take it. Hence her lack of concern and willingness. Hey, did you pick up on her subtle suggestion? She said she would need to have everything unpacked before she could spare you the time to look. She laid that gem down so you would help with unpacking. No? Honestly, for something with this kind of price tag, after helping someone with such a big ask, just showing up wouldn't be rude. I would have. If you are only inviting me when you need something but can't be bothered to just have fun with me nor help me find something that wouldn't have been lost if I hadn't have helped you, then I am showing up, barging in to look and then throwing the relationship in the trash when I leave. Not to kick you when you're down, but I hope you take this as a lesson. You've taught this friend over the years that you're an easy person to use. You shouldn't be friends with people who use you like this. It might just get worse and worse until they steal thousands of dollars from you, like this person. It sounds like you should listen more to your friends/husband about manipulative people like this. Edit: I say this because I think it's pretty insane to ask a friend to take a day off of work to paint for 12 hours. Maybe I'd do it on the weekend, but asking you to take off work pushes it into insane territory. It's not a medical emergency or anything. It seems like that's a totally normal thing for you to do. It's not normal. I think you should look into therapy very respectfully. It seems like your people-pleasing tendencies interfere with your life. You took off work to help a friend paint/move? Might be time to examine why you have to feel needed and useful to others in order to form relationships. You could offer to go to her house to help unpack, but then just look for the ring while you're there. Don't help her unpack. Just say you will to get in the door. Then leave whether you find it or not. You don't owe her anything, and I don't see you getting into that house without there being a benefit to her. Or you could have used that as an excuse to go find where your ring is in her jewelry box when you're in the house. Which is where it is if she didn't pawn it. I get that you obviously cannot handle any kind of confrontation and cannot do anything but be a people pleaser, which you absolutely need to deal with. But how did you not have the self-respect to show up there with some nice big well-built friends as backup and lie to get in the house? Or the self-respect to show up at all? It's good you've learned your lesson, but I'm sad you had to let this much be taken from you before you realized anything. I'm not so sure your friend is so innocent. I know you want to believe that she wouldn't do that, but you had it zipped up. It didn't jump out of your purse, it had to have been removed. Seriously, chances are it was her. Seriously? And I can't imagine letting my friend come over to help me with my house, then telling them they can't come look for their lost ring because the house is messy. She knows it is because she was just there helping. Story 2. My family refuses to have my boyfriend over for Christmas, and excluding him would likely be the end of our relationship. Just to clarify, my family, apart from my dad, doesn't want to have my boyfriend over for Christmas. My dad is very supportive of having him over, but he's in the minority. Ever since I brought my boyfriend over to meet my family, my siblings, 32F, 37M, have been super shitty to him and have campaigned with my mom to exclude him from family events. Me and my boyfriend have been together for 2 years. He hasn't been over for Easter and Thanksgiving, and I stayed home this year for Thanksgiving because my mom said he was not invited. Last year, he wasn't invited for Christmas either, and when I went alone, he was very hurt by it. It caused some division between us for a short while afterwards. My father, however, was very disappointed that my mom and siblings couldn't accept the fact that our family was growing, and that it would inevitably grow. I can't explain why my siblings don't like my boyfriend. He is such a friendly person who has never said or done anything wrong to them. My brother has never been in a relationship or lived away from home, and so I feel that he has some kind of weird attachment to my family and its traditions. This past Thanksgiving, my mom said that even though my boyfriend wasn't invited, my sister's boyfriend was, She promised that Christmas would be different, and I would be able to have him over, so I invited him. Yesterday, over a phone call, I was checking in to make sure he was coming home with me, and she adamantly told me no. I reminded her that she promised that he could come for Christmas and, on the verge of tears, she kept saying no and that it would make my brother and sister upset. I told her that I wouldn't be coming home and she proceeded to yell at me over how I'd be ruining Christmas for everyone if I didn't show up. I'm in such a difficult situation. If I go to my family for Christmas without my boyfriend, it would likely ruin our relationship, because he was so hurt last year and he wouldn't feel included by my family. I would also have to uninvite him, which is extremely uncouth and frankly unloving. But if I stay with him for Christmas, it would conversely ruin my relationship with my family. As far as I know, an invitation was extended to my sister's boyfriend but not mine. I don't understand why my mom and siblings can't accept my boyfriend as part of the family. I don't know how to negotiate with my mom to allow my boyfriend to come home with me. I spoke to my dad last night as well and he said it's up to me to change her mind, and I don't know how to do that because she's such an obstinate lady. My brother and sister are unwaveringly immature about it. Does anyone have advice on how I can convince her to allow him to come? Comment. You're 34. You're on the verge of getting engaged or married or having kids. You are a fully fledged adult. You do not have to make an appearance at your family Christmas if you don't want to. Your family bullying and excluding your boyfriend for no apparent reason is absolutely a reason to let them know they are out of line and you will not be attending further events without him. If you want to have a relationship of your own and a family of your own, you need to stand the hell up for your partner. Because no one, absolutely no one, will tolerate their partner allowing others to treat them like this. I've been in your partner's shoes and it's a horrible feeling. I wish I could explain it, but there is no explanation. In-laws are just horrible people and it took me so too long to figure out that their issue isn't even me. It's the fact that they just don't want anyone in his life because it threatens the control they have over him. They have a Dill who's been a part of the family for 10 years that they still badmouth. Some people are just like that. You can't fight it. But you can protect your relationships from it. Facts. You are a grown-ass woman. I could understand if this was early 20s, but no. It's time to start your own family and traditions. What if this man is your future husband? Being invited over for holidays will be the least of your worries, as they will sabotage your engagement, wedding, pregnancy, etc. Someone else mentioned your mom and siblings probably having a vendetta against you. It's up to you to figure it out or move TF on from them, girly. I completely understand feeling like going to your family you time as it may be tradition, but the fact that they're isolating you, it ends now. You and your man go in having the best dinner for Christmas, go to the movies and see some lights. I promise you will feel better than being stressed and upset in the house being uncomfortable. Good luck. Exactly. That man is almost 40 years old. He doesn't have time for that and probably wants to look for his wife, and not being able to stand up to her obviously toxic family is looking real childish. Like I said, I understand her situation. It's been years of the same tradition, but it has to end sometime, especially if it's not equal amongst the siblings. SMH. That's what I don't understand. Why would OP subject her BF to this kind of treatment? My family is full of toxic assholes and I never brought my BFs home. And I only brought my ex-husband when we were engaged. And after 2 years he asked if he had to go to them because it sucked the life out of him. If I had meant a lot to me and something I really wanted, my mom would have told me no and used my siblings as the reason. It's about joy killing. My mother does it with gifts. I don't ever get what I actually ask for. I get what she wants to get me, while everyone else get exactly what they want. She gets pleasure from my disappointment.